from my lips, feel big from the dip. Take a sip, talk, but the last one they hear, eyes blurry, but I couldn't see the ass, and he cleared down. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad bitches here, I'ma curb them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past supper when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young niggas ain't reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace, bitch.
Welcome back, G's. Welcome back. New week. Yes, sir. Welcome back, fam. Good to see you guys. I'll take concepts, baby. All right, what's happening, fam? Welcome back. Good to see you guys. Welcome to another week. A completely fresh new week. Looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to the streams. It's the best thing to do. Couldn't be more blessed with you guys on a day-to-day basis here on the live streams in the community, hosting the New York session. All right, welcome back. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here on a day-to-day basis with us. We're gonna get into another week of trading. We have a full week of the GDP. All right, and we also have the PC price index is going to be very, very important. Looking forward to it. All right. Want to do a quick update before I continue. We're going to have a fundamental report coming out for gold. It's a complete report. It's going to be the LTA concepts fundamental report. It's coming out for the VIP members on the 1st of July. So if you weren't on our yesterday's VIP session in the trading floor, then you will know right now that we're coming up with a bunch of data, a bunch of information, which you're going to love, all related to gold particularly. And we have been working on it for a long time. It's not always that relevant when trading on the 50-minute time frame. You get the point, but it's going to be important for you to understand the awareness of what's happening on a broader scale. So therefore, because you're in, you're going to get it. The 1st of July. It's going to be a big document with a bunch of bunch of files. It's going to be 50 plus pages of pure information in regards to gold. So you're going to love it. All right. This was my quick update. Let's get back to work. A lot of things to discuss in regards to gold today. And for the rest, fam, we're going to just kill the streams. And we're going to get back to work. Sounds like a plan? I think that's the way to do it. I think that's the way to do it. Cool. Yes, sir. Let's see what we have with us on a beautiful Tuesday. Canadian dollar news coming in 5 minutes. Might cause some volume in the market for gold as well. So we're going to talk about that. It's going to be important for gold. Or at least we might expect a little bit of volume to come out because of that. Okay? So anyways, let's see what we have with us. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the likes. And thank you for the beautiful messages. And also, man, keep posting your wins in the Discord. It's unbelievable. Truly remarkable. Truly remarkable. Okay? Oil is coming soon, by the way. If you guys were talking about that oil setup, I've been talking about oil. It's for our VIP members. That oil setup is playing out right now. Okay? It's coming along right now at this particular moment. So if you have, or if you trade oil, then this is the moment. Just saying. So keep a very close eye on the charts. Do your analysis and get your conclusion right. Okay? Let's see what we have here. Beautiful. I see Jolene. Thank you, man. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, man. Thank you, woman. Thank you for being here. Great to see you. And Sako, my man. Mondo, my man. Ronid. Yeah, sure. Shout out to all my Indian G's. Roberto. David. From Miami. Maria. I don't know where you're from, Maria. Where are you from? South America, somewhere. I don't know. Good to see you. Elena, good to see you too. Jeffrey, Cashflow X, FX, Sarmat. Yeah, man. Great. So keep winning, fam. Through the good times, hard times, you're going to experience hard times. You're going to experience good times. It's up to you to improve on a day-to-day basis. And learn from your mistakes. We all learn from our mistakes. That's how we do it. Okay? Man, let's talk about gold, man. Are you guys ready? Legend Lorenzo, do you remember me? I do remember you, my friend. I'm very good at names. I'm pretty good at names. At least, I think so. I've taught myself to be better with names. Be much better than I was before. So yeah, man. Thank you for being here as well. It's fantastic. Okay. Gold, let's start off with our full analysis. I think we should do some sort of top-down analysis first. Before going to the lower time frames. Okay. And of course, this week is going to be an important week. In like a couple of minutes, we're going to have some volume potentially coming in as well. So that's going to be interesting. But let's start off on the monthly time frame. All right. It's currently the 25th of June. For you, it's probably afternoon, morning. For me, it's evening already. Okay. We're heading in towards the monthly closure in around 3 days and 9 hours. So at the end of this week, the monthly candle will be closed. And again, you can see the same thing happening here. You know, you see that definitely we're facing that resistance. We're forming that bigger range on the weekly time frame. The monthly is still above the previous body. All right, the previous body open, but it's hovering around there. It's hovering around the same level. All right, the 23, 27-ish, 23, 26. Right, so we're constantly seeing this happening on the monthly time frame. That we're kind of looking to top out potentially in the short term. Okay, now on the weekly though, we're like right in the center. Okay, if you go back towards this, this range that we've been talking about for a while, where it came into that range at the 1st of April, we hovered in it, we're still in it. Now we're almost in July, so that's a 3-month range for you, right there. Okay, it's kind of a big range, all right, overall to take in consideration. Now, there are a couple levels here that we have been constantly tapping into. all right, and constantly have again rejected from as well, all right, which is the 23.33, all right. That's constant level of rejection. You can see it right now. We're getting rejected from that same old level once again, all right. The, of course, lower support is sitting at around 22.92, and if you start really breaking below the 22.84, not looking good for gold, all right. Push down further to the downside. At some point there might be an opportunity for gold to potentially come down and to potentially push up. We don't know though. We don't know, and I'll tell you why. There is no certainty that this will happen yet. And that's because of the daily time frame. Okay, if you go on the daily, you have this massive range here. All right. At the same time, we're hovering, we're compressing as well. We're looking tighter and tighter. We're gonna break out of this very, very soon. However, do take in consideration that we have that daily support right here. If you see the trend, you see that right here, you see that right here. I kind of utilize this. It's kind of subjective, right? It's trend lines, but the same thing happens around here as well. So do take consideration that you can choose this, you can choose this, you can choose the longer range. But again, you're gonna find that support there. And this has been proven to be pretty effective overall over the last couple of days, effectively, okay? Especially since the beginning of this month, we have been constantly bouncing off of that same exact trend right now at this particular moment. So that's something to pay very close attention to, especially on the lower time frames, okay? Because this is kind of your daily, and it comes from two different angles. Now, there is a chance you can break down, you start breaking down, and then you create and complete that, whatever, head and shoulders pattern or something like that. You know, you create a high and come down, possibility. However, we're gonna find out day by day what's gonna happen here, all right? But that's at least the daily time frame. Going into the monthly, knowing that we're gonna close soon. The weekly kind of flat, knowing that there is a rejection at 23.33. These are all serious levels, you know, to really take in consideration. Now, when taking this to the 1 hour, okay, we have been creating our bottom wick on the week. We have been recreating that bounce. We tapped into the previous Sunday open, and you can see that the previous Sunday open here was kind of that rejection point, right? We came out of it one more time because we have one more level above that. But that's kind of our main level to look at, which is also that weekly level that we talked about. And then we have the opening price of the week, which we're trading above. We're trading above the Sunday open right now at the moment. And you can see that we created that wick on the weekly time frame. This is that weekly bottom that got created here. We shot up, we retested it. We came into the previous Sunday open. There was a really beautiful entry model on a Monday here. So yesterday was a beautiful entry model around London that took us further to the upside. Eventually, we're now at this particular moment falling back into that range again, okay? So we have news coming in around 10, I believe, something like that, okay? We have news coming in around 10 here. I really want to take this very, very serious, this initial range that we're currently in, okay? Because we're coming down at this particular moment. Now, what I want to see here is how are we reacting from the 50-minute time frame, and how are we tapping into this initial range right now? Because is there a chance that we're going to just come down and we're going to take out the lows, and we're going to tap into the Sunday open again? If that's the case, you know, we have to be very patient. I'm not going to buy now, not at all, okay? At the same time, selling here, I'm also be pretty cautious at this particular moment. I think that we have to come up a little bit higher in order for us to see if we can come up and then get rejected to let's continue down here. But at the same time, we're already tanking. We're already coming down. We're already potentially heading towards the lows here. So what I want to see is the lows getting actually taken out. And if that happens, then I'm going to pay attention to the lows and to see how we're coming up here. All right, we just had some news for the Canadian dollar. So it's very important to pay very close attention to this. If you go towards, let's also use this one. There we go. CPI came out better than expected for the Canadian dollar here. All right, positive. So, you know, this might have somewhat in the short term also a negative effect on gold, could be. That's the reason I think that the gold is continuing to drive further down. But again, we're now in this lower range, right? And what I want to see is what happens when we're tapping into, and this is important, this swing point, because we have this internal swing and we got rejected, or we bounced off of this exact low. This is the fixed very low right here. And this would have been a very nice long beforehand as well, where he started to bounce off particularly. And the moment you start breaking the highs, you had that internal break to the upside and then that continuation play. So now we're hovering in that range and now we're holding above it. As long as we stay above it and we potentially flip, then we're going to look for that continuation play. Okay. Over on the daily time frame, we're still holding up very strong, but internally we're back into the range. So what I want to see now is somewhat of a move, of a proof that we can hold this range, okay? And that you can potentially flip here. And if that happens, you're going to come down, push up, and look for that continuation play, which I'm very, very interested in, okay? Because then you have that consolidation, you have that break, you have that retest, you have that internal structure, you have that confirmation internally, and then that expansion to the upside. So that initial rejection, if you then re-break previous on the open, then I think that we could go for another potential run here. So that's something I'm willing to pay very close attention to. Now in the next 30 minutes, we're going to see the 4-hour candle closure. The 4-hour candle closure is looking very indecisive. So even if you want to take a trade now, I think it's better to definitely wait for the next 4-hour candle to give us a somewhat of an understanding of how this candle develops. Because of the fact that it's going to be the third candle that taps into that key level. And because it's the third candle, that could also result into entry models as well. Especially if you create one more wick into that exact level, which could make a lot of sense, especially if you wick it out, if you take it out, and then potentially flip bullish. So yeah, we're back into the range internally for gold. Okay, so pay very, very close attention to how we respond here. And the 4-hour closure will help us with the understanding of this next 4-hour candle, which is going to be the development of the candle. And then in that development of the candle, I want to look for entries. That's what I'm interested in. Mar says, I'm in a buy, 35 pip stop loss. Does this Canadian dollar news affect oil? Well, it definitely can, right? Of course, Canadian dollar is one of the largest exporters of oil. So take that in consideration, that it could definitely have an impact. Now, in this case, though, the confirmation lays here. If you start reclaiming the previous daily volume high, then I think that we can come up and look for that continuation here. So I actually really like to see oil holding up here. And especially after yesterday, we saw a beautiful, beautiful trade as well. And again, the trend from oil is still really bullish, right? We have been holding up for oil for a long period of time. Now, especially since the beginning of this month, we have been clearly trending upwards. And every single time when we start bouncing off of that trend here, we actually hold and we held that support. Now, if you combine that with your volume profile and your entry model, then you have entry models coming along, and that was around the previous daily POC. You see that? You had the double wick and then the third break, and now you're pushing up here. So that's why we were talking about that setup, where we were looking at something similar to this. For oils particularly, we were looking at this right here. Okay, we want to target the highs. We want to come up to the $82 per barrel. And I want to come down to any of these key levels. So the previous daily volume high or the previous daily POC. The previous daily POC is at 81,251. So this is now where we bounced from, right? The 81,251. We bounced exactly from that level. And this is now where we kind of pushing from, or away from. So that's exactly the oil trade we're currently in. And yeah, man, let's see where this oil trade takes us while we're waiting for gold as well. So yeah, that's oil in a nutshell. And I really like to see what oil is doing. I like a pair and asset that's trending, because these previous daily levels are extremely accurate. Extremely accurate. So I'm really liking to see that continue to the upside. But we're going to find out. We will see based upon this, especially same thing, the 4-hour closure as well. Now, how this next 4-hour closure is developed. And then it's just, you know, a really nice potential continuation play for oil as well. Okay, so you have that candle here for the people that are interested in it. You see that 50-minute, you have that double wick confirmation, and you break that next candle and you reclaim the previous daily volume high. And that's just pretty easy play towards the highs of that range, because this is where the most liquidity has been built. If you go to the Asian session, then this is where the liquidity is built up, right? The London high, the Asian high, the New York low has already been taken out the London sessions beforehand, as we've been dropping practically the whole session. So now that we're in New York, it seems that oil is looking for a recovery, right? And that's why that previous daily volume high level and POC level is so important. So that's why we shared the setup for oil. And I think this is one of these typical patterns that you see happening over and over again in a bullish trend, where you come back to the previous daily ranges and you hit any of these key levels and you form an entry model and you target the liquidity that was building up throughout Asia, particularly the Asian session, all right, the Asian high. So yeah, that's all in a nutshell while we're waiting for gold. Looking to see what will happen here. Yeah. Although 4 hour is not looking that fancy, right? For gold right now at the moment. So we're holding above it. But the 4 hour closure doesn't look bullish at all. So definitely no counter trade or anything in the matter based upon that 4 hour candle here. So really want to see how we close this 4 hour to determine if it's worth it to catch the bounce or not. Or if it's better to stay out of it for now. As we kind of got screwed a lot beforehand around that time period. Where, you know, the 4 hour candle just opened. If we close and open the new candle beforehand. Right? So that's kind of the way to go. Lorenzo, we need a new joke. Yeah, I realized that I'm not the best comedian. A little bit more on the dry side, if that's the terminology in English. However, I'm working on it. I'm working on the skills, and it takes a couple years, like trading, right? It takes a lot of failures. So yeah. Failing live on stream, failing live in jokes on stream, it's all the same thing, right? That's true. Nothing to hide though. Which site do you use for news updates? I use investing.com. Okay, investing.com. All the fundamental data is in there as well, right? So practically everything you're looking for is in there. And, you know, the fundamental reports coming out for all our people in our community. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be a big report. So, yeah, man. We've been utilizing it already for a while in a higher time frame. And, yeah, for our swing traders especially, this is going to be very valuable. For our day traders, of course, it's still valuable because, you know, you want to be aware of that. You want to be aware of the fundamentals. But you can't say, oh, we're overall bullish, so I'm not going to short from here. Or I'm not going to short from here. Or I'm not going to short from here. Even though, you know, the fundamentals say gold is looking very, very good. Purely based on the data itself. Right? So it's something that you have to take with a grain of salt. But when it comes down to the higher time frame, or, you know, your awareness and understanding when you get to your daily levels on the higher time frame, when you want to day trade, also scalp, then that's still important. So I do take that kind of serious also, right? So that's why we're setting up everything for you now. And that's our next ebook that's coming out. It's not an ebook. It's kind of more like a report that you're going to really import. You know, it's just going to be important for you. Use all the data, everything that you need to know. Okay. So nobody can tell you anything any longer about fundamentals, right? Because there is so much, how do you say that? Conflicting information out there. I think that's kind of the statement. So much conflicting information out there, you know? So yeah. The dollar overall is kind of in a recovery period, in a short-term recovery period. If you clean this up, okay? Like we knew that on the daily time frame yesterday, that we were reaching for that low, right? That we're kind of bouncing off of a zone. We talked about this in our group yesterday. So that's definitely something that we were willing to be very patient with. And you can see now that the dollar is potentially holding up slightly, failed to create a low and break the lows for now, right? Especially these lows right here. So if that's the case and you start bouncing off of it, it's not really going to benefit gold. The correlation is coming back. The negative correlation between gold and the dollar is coming back and it's getting stronger. But that's also not going to help us benefiting us with longs right now at the moment either. Even though probably a lot of guys went long here when we started to break out to look for that upward move here. But there was still that major level, which was the 2234, and you want to see at least a 4-hour closure above it for a continuation to the upside, right? So if we had closed this 4-hour candle above the 2233, then I would have been much more, you know, bullish and looking for continuation setups. Would have been a quite easy stream from there. But because we're back in the range and the 4-hour candle is going to close in 15 minutes, we will see how price develops internally. Okay. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm looking for. So yeah, internal ranges, okay. 5-minute time frame, I see this range. But at the same time, you know, look how the dollar is recovering here. And if the dollar is going to come up to the highs, there is a really big chance gold will come back towards the Sunday open. And if gold comes back to the Sunday open, you don't really have to worry about the ranges because you're practically at your you know, expansion period in the range itself. So you're kind of at the max, right? Where you're at the previous Sunday open here, you're at the Sunday open there. So you're at the lower spectrum of the range. And that means that from there onwards, I think it's better to look for setups as well. Yeah. So yeah, so far, is there a chance we're going to come down to fill up the lows here? There is a possibility. There is a possibility. But I want to see price coming back. And if it doesn't, then I want to see what happens around the fixed very low again, because we have been holding up about that support for a long time. Okay, so it's actually this particular level. On the 50-minute, it's more obvious, right? We can highlight this level right here on the 4. Yeah, let's make it a bit bigger. Then you see what I mean, right? It's kind of like that support that we've been holding up on towards to already for, yeah, now today and yesterday, ever since New York yesterday and today London and Asia as well, we have been constantly holding on this level. So if you manipulate this level and you take out all the lows here and you start forming a bullish entry model and you come back to the range, then yeah, I'm willing to look for longs. I'm willing to look for longs, to look for the continuation play. But for now, you know, let's see what happens when you come into it first. Man, looking good though. Looking interesting. But yeah, the internal range now is definitely something that you have to be cautious about, especially if you're trading in the middle of the range. I want to be cautious trading this. So I would really prefer to see price going to the extremes, to the extreme levels first, and to see what it can give us there. Yeah, so tomorrow's the GDP, by the way. Okay, just so you guys know. Sorry, it's tomorrow. It's Thursday. Okay, Thursday we have the GDP. So be aware of that. It's going to be important. I'm really curious to see what the expansion expectation will be. They expect 1.3%. So that's the same as the quarter beforehand. All right. So no change in GDP growth, which could actually indicate stagnation, which is usually not good. So we'll see about that. Brother, what is the best trading strategy? You are the best trading strategy, my friend. That's you in a nutshell. You are your own trading strategy. You know, you are your complete package. So depending on how you are, you know, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So are you bullish now? Not particularly yet, no. Even though we're holding up, let's say, on the trend and stuff, and it's all looking quite strong, right? We're holding up quite well. At the same time, you can always say that from the same thing right here, right? We're trending down, we're actually compressing into a bigger range. But if you take out the bigger range, they have the whole range, and you're trading below that. You see that? So take consideration that this is literally from the last 3 months. So ever since we came into it, in April, we started to consolidate practically in that bigger range. It's still a big range, of course. Like I love you know, swings, internal swings and stuff. But if you take and draw the volume profile from this whole range, then we're trading now below it, and that level is now sitting at 23.30. Okay, so you know that's what you want. You want to see a strong closure above it with a lot of volume for it to really become more bullish. And the 4 hour doesn't represent strength either. Okay, but the reason why, you know, shorting from here is not that reliable is because the opening price of the week is sitting right there. And, you know, shorting into the opening price is usually, from my personal experience, from my trading history, and, you know, not the smartest move. We've seen it last week, by the way. Similar. So yeah, anything below it, much more appealing. Much more appealing. So yeah, we're gonna read that major support zone, 23.24. Miguel, my man, good to see you, my friend. Miguel has been putting a lot of work in our community here. Good to see you, my G. Hope you're doing well. Fellas, says Lorenzo, my girlfriend wakes up to watch the streams with me just to see you. Shout out to your girlfriend. What is the meaning of the SO, the Sunday Open? All right, 22-22. 22-22. Yeah. Sunday Open is a good level, though. Sunday Open is a good level. Yeah. Especially if you can take out the lows. And you get into the Sunday Open here and you start bouncing off of that initial zone. You did reclaim it beforehand and you bounced from it. So this is what we call the tunnel here. Okay, where two key levels meet very vividly. And that fixed level is just the range from the Friday and the current week, right? So it's just the whole range. And you can see how strong it has been holding up. And then you have the Sunday Open, which is sitting right there, which has been also respected very well. So, you know, anything above here, you know, of course I'm not going to short into this. The only way to short is below it. But are there chances for it to flip and reverse? Who knows? But the 4 hour closes in 9 minutes. And if the 4 hour closes like this, then it's not going to be that fancy. It's not going to be that fancy, right? Also. So, you know. The opening price of the week is important. And anything below that, yeah, a drop off towards the next levels. We're talking about the 22.14, which is an important zone. And then we have the 23.06, which is also an important zone. And there are a couple of very, very key levels here, but there is a lot of space in between these levels, right? Just from the Sunday Open towards that level is around 100 pips. So yeah, there is a lot of room there still. But anyways, we're still above it. We are still above it. Fabian, what's your experience with Vantage? Oh, that's to Fabian, okay. What's your experience with Vantage so far? I must find a new broker ASAP. Yeah, check out, ask the community. We have a couple guys that are trading with it. Yeah, man. I'm curious what kind of brokers you guys are using. What kinds of brokers are you using? IC markets. It's pretty good. 8 cap. Exness. Vantage. Pepperstone. Okay, a lot of guys are trading with big brokers. I like that. As long as you trade with a big broker, like a broker that you can truly trust, then you should be good. Yeah. The bigger the better. That's what they say, right? Vantage, Vantage. Yeah, I love guys trade with Vantage. Good. Yeah, I like it. Not every smaller broker is a scam. Of course not. There are legitimate brokers out there that are small. But, you know, you just think about risk to reward, right? Whenever you're taking a setup, you always know what you're willing to lose. And when it comes down to small brokers and the risk to reward, like the risk is just bigger. Like you can't deny that. If something goes wrong, then there is not enough liquidity or volume to back it up with. So the risk is just bigger. So it seems pretty logical to me that you go and only work with established bigger brokers out there, because it's not going to affect your outcome in regards to you know, your account size and all that stuff here. It's usually the fact that smaller brokers cannot give you the best deals because they have to pay, they have their monthly expenses, and if they have their monthly expenses, for example, the liquidity that they get from market makers and all these bigger brokers, right? They have to rent that. They have to host that. They have to host the servers. If they cannot pay for it, they're gonna compensate from the way. You know, they're gonna find a way to get their money. All right. And if they have to, you know, give you higher spreads in order to do so, then that's of course a must. So. Awesome says, I lost my capital yesterday. What should I do? I came back relief. It's up to you. It's you know, I never think that quitting is an option, but reflecting and accepting why you're doing what you're doing and why you went broke might be wise to do so. So what is the reason why you lost your money? What is the reason why you blew your account? Right? I would not blow my account anymore. I might will go into a losing streak, which is completely normal, but I will not blow my account ever again. That has to do with risk management. So the question is for yourself, are you going to change something, or are you going to do the same thing over and over and over again? No, it's just the purple line of POC. No, it's the very, very low. You can see the reaction from it now. So I'm paying very close attention to see if it can bounce from it. If that's the case, then it might be worth it. But you know, it depends on the next 4-hour candle. So the 4-hour closes. If we create a steep wick and we come back and reclaim the zone like this, and we start, you know, creating somewhat of a you know, a bullish closure that looks similar to this. Okay. I'm not a genius in, you know, in drawing beautiful candles here, like these other guys. But anyways, this is my candle. If you create something like this, and the next candle comes up and it breaks the high, yeah, then I'm willing to do so, because I know it's a 4-hour inducement to take out the lows and come back to look for further continuation to the upside. All right. Then I'm looking into the following candle, which is going to be something like this, and then looking for that move to the upside again. So yeah, if you swipe the lows here, and then you create a break out of this zone, yeah, then I'm definitely willing to take this further, you know, to the upside again. But you know, that's definitely something I'm willing to take with the highest probability, right? You come in, you tap into the Sunday open, and you take out the lows. You know, you do everything at the same time, and then you flip bullish. But that's the best case scenario, okay? That's the best case scenario. The other scenario will be that you're just gonna hold above this level, then the question is, okay, what time is it? What is the volume like? Is it worth it, yes or no? For now, we have to sit it out for a second to see how we develop here. Please answer my risk management question. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Apply risk management to $200. What is the lot size? What is the stop loss in TP? You have lot size calculator. Find it on Google. It's very easy. Lot size calculator. It's super easy. You can also do it manually based upon the contract size, right? This is all depending on the broker you're trading with. And you can calculate per pip, you know, your initial loss as well. So you can kind of calculate it this way. There are multiple ways to do it. You can also use a trade manager. The trade manager does this for you if you use the MetaTrader platform. If you have the Vantage app, right, and this is kind of cool, then you can literally place an order like a MetaTrader, okay? And you can literally, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's something like this, all right? Something like that. Oh, it's the other way around. Anyways, it looks like that, okay? Currently position, we have an oil position open. But anyways, you can open a trade and you can directly put in your stop loss and you see exactly how much you're going to lose. So that's a built-in trade manager. It's better than MetaTrader on your phone. Much better. So that's why Vantage is incredible. Okay? But if you don't have it, then just download a trade manager. Best and easiest way to do so, in my opinion. Okay, so hopefully we come out and go to the lows. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted to see, though. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, number one, taking out the lows. So that's that steep wick we have been talking about, potentially. Now, the question is, are we going to close into and are we going to reclaim the fixed value low, right? That initial support here. Or are we going to close multiple candles below it? If that's the case, then obviously all the buys are invalidated because you start trading below the Sunday open. And it's gonna be tough from there. And it'll be very tough from there to look for longs as well, especially because you have the 4-hour candle. But what I like about this here is that the 4-hour candle just opened up, and the first thing it did was just to tank aggressively to manipulate the lows. I like that. I do like that. So that's for me a good sign. The Sunday open, including taking out the lows here. All the lows now taken out here. Reclaiming that. We talked about this one, that steep wick. Then that bullish closure. And then seeing if you can, you know, potentially get into that confirmation here on the next candle. Long confirmation on the next candle. That will be the ideal. So that's exactly what we have been talking about. The fact that now it comes down. That's a complete valid setup. So yeah, it's the next 30 minutes and then the next 15 or 30 minutes, depending on the timing, the volume, and then we'll know what to do here. Okay, but that low is just fantastic. And the Sunday open is fantastic. And this is what we call the tunnel, right? You have two levels that support, that showed support beforehand. Early longers are going to enter here again. They're instantly stopped out. You get into the opening price of the week now. We have been respected that a lot. And if you then reclaim this initial support, then there's a very clean level, an entry level and a stop loss and a target, right? And you're at the bottom of the range. Yeah, that's pretty solid overall, right? So yeah, it depends on the next candle. The next candle is kind of the entry candle here. That's all I can say. And look at oil. Look at oil. So we talked about oil. Okay, so this is for our VIP members. We talked about oil here. We said we wanted to see this. That consolidation, expansion into one of our key levels. The trend overall is very bullish. And then you want to reclaim and like look for continuation. I don't know which level it's going to be. Like it could have been the previous daily very high. It could have been the previous daily POC. I'm not here to decide which one it's going to be. Okay. So in this case, we clearly saw it being the previous daily POC. Right? And this is where entry model 1 came from. And then the breakout or reclaim. You play around with that and you have your entries. So that's a line we're currently in on my one of my sub accounts here. So yeah, for gold, this is exactly what I would love to see here. And it's in essence what you're doing here also is you're creating somewhat of a parallel channel, right? So it's kind of like this is what you're kind of creating. I'm not sure if you guys can see it correctly, but it's kind of like this, right? And you manipulate the lows, you come into the Sunday open, you reclaim, you're still in that overall parallel channel here, and you are practically at the bottom. And then your entry model 1 potential plays out, and that's something that you look for, right? A potential retracement into the higher spectrum, right, of that channel. So that's kind of now what we're waiting for, is a reliable entry model that aligns with our playbook. And that's sitting right at that level after the bounce from the opening price of the week. So that's it. Page 50. It's the exact same, especially for that closure here. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It will probably be the next candle closure. If you're new and you don't have the ebook downloaded, it's free. Okay, it shows you the playbook and the entry models based upon what we're seeing here. And the manipulation is beautiful. It's what I want. It's really what I like to see. So hopefully we don't close. We're not going to the moon, but the confirmations lay within, right? It's pretty obvious. So. Are we worried about this low, this high? No, not really. I'm more thinking about the top of the range, of course. But you know, that's already like, you know, that's a 1-to-1 there, and then anything above is bonus. It's usually a good sign when I see, for me personally, the opening price the week number 1. But number 2, when you manipulate the lows of a previous support, you tap into the next support and you instantly close above the initial support in the lower spectrum. So 30-minute, 50-minute closure, and the next candle is the entry candle. If you close above it, of course. Yeah, dollar is facing that resistance here, I think also. So yeah, it's kind of the same level. Yeah, pretty similar. Yeah, the correlation with the dollar is good now. It's getting better. Going up. I think it's a sell because recent Canadian inflation comes up higher than us. Inflation will go up, so no rate cuts, so dollar index go up. So the dollar and the Canadian dollar are not always correlated. That's number one. And number two, there is so much more data to take consideration for gold than just one event. Okay, so much more data to take consideration when it comes down to the fundamentals. Yeah, so much more data. Okay, we're gonna have the GDP coming out, and we're gonna have the PCE coming out. These are gonna be very, very important for us in the medium term to understand what's happening here, especially with the American slowdown of the, you know, of the current domestic product. Yeah. All right, we closed this 10 minutes. There we go. Now 50 minutes and 30 minutes is what we're looking at. Johnson, that's a crazy strong support level. It makes me suspicious. Let's make sure we see a good opening confirmation candle. Yeah, I think it's important to wait for that solid closure. I for sure agree. This is all great. This support is great. The Sunday open is fantastic. The lows are, you know, taken out. Fantastic. The dollar is slowing down. That's fantastic. Just wait for that closure, man. And then, yeah, I'm gonna look at it like a nice entry from there. You know, it's kind of like you're looking at a potential break on the lower time frame. I'm not sure if you guys are looking at trends sometimes, but it's you know, sometimes nice. It's just an extra confirmation, but that's what's gonna happen then. All right, you get the 30-minute closure, and then you break the next candle high, and then you have your stop loss below the open. When I'm looking for next for an entry very soon, probably very soon. It depends on this continuation play. If we can create something like this, yeah, then I'm liking what I'm seeing, and then I think that we should be looking at some profit taking around the 2330-ish, something like that. Yeah, I'm looking at this closure now first. Get the watermarks back. I don't know why I didn't add it before. There we go. Nice bottom wick on a daily. Yeah. Yeah, and the 4 hour. Yeah. So the 50-minute will close in around 40 seconds, so. Let's see how big this will be. Cool, 15-minute closure, yeah? I like the way we're coming down here. You have that double wick. Aggressive entries on the body. Conservative entries around the wick break. Two candles and a manipulation. The manipulation makes you able to because we swiped these lows here and we tapped into that support, can give me a little bit of better entry on the break of that candle, which is similar to this. Because the fixed very low and the Sunday open, tapped into it, and then looking for that continuation play is definitely something I'm interested in. So entry model 1 is there. Would be nice, the dollar can break down. And then stops below the lows. And then we'll be taking profits around. Yeah, definitely when these highs are taken out, number 1. But this is definitely where you have to pay very close attention to. It's the highs right here, right? I think this is where you're gonna find a lot of. Yeah, this might be a target to take consideration. So let's see what we can do here. Right there, sorry, my bad. The highs of this zone. Okay, I'm looking for buys here, fam. There we go, I entered to buy. My stops will be below the lows. Be aware of spreads. My first TP will be definitely around the highs here when you come back and you tap into this high here. Just to make sure that we are looking at that continuation play. And then the stops will be below the Sunday open, of course. We wait for the 30 minute. No, I'm happy with the 15 here. Yeah. Because we have taken out the lows. I'm kind of happy with it. I know there are reasons for price to break above that zone. So for me, it's perfectly fine. If you start closing below the fixed very low, then I might close my trade. But for now, as long as we stay above it, staying in the trade. Oil looking solid. Hopefully we can get towards the highs. My stop's at 2320.63. Alright, we're already there. Sunday open has been very strong, and the internal shakeout also very good. There's news in 40 minutes. Yeah, that's in 40 minutes. So it's 40 minutes to go. So a lot can happen in 40 minutes. For people that are in the oil trade as well, make sure that you want to stay above the previous daily value high. So this should be your break-even point now already, in case you're in oil as well. You should be on break-even. Yeah, the 30-minute close, if the 30-minute close like this, then, you know, it's pretty solid. It's pretty good. So what do you do a lot with oil, especially in an uptrend kind of situation? You do a lot of this, right? You start ranging Asia, London starts coming down, New York taps into your key level, and then you turn around. And I didn't know which key level it was. Could have been this one, could have been this one. Key level turned out to be this one. And then you see the continuation play, right? And the manipulation into one of our volume profile levels is kind of what we're looking for. So it's kind of that continuation play here. And especially if oil continues to drive price further, then that's exactly what you want. You want to just bounce off of that trend and then look for these confirmations internally, while being aware of the bigger swing, right? And your bigger swing targets. So otherwise, do you trade futures? I do, man. Yeah, I have like a sub account on Trade-O-Vate. How do you set up the fixed very low? You use the whole range. So this is like the bigger range now, or channel, whatever you want to call it, right? You can call it the channel, right? Whatever. Use it from the left to the right, you know, kind of where you fall into the range. You kind of see that this is the spectrum of the range. So we're looking at something like this. And you just draw it from the left to the right and it gives you the levels here. And you can see clearly that the fixed very low has been holding up, respected very well. Now we did swipe the lows first, but that closure above is kind of like your good sign. If you start closing below it, you know, you have the Sunday open. It's better to get out of the trade and look for a new entry later. And not sticking and waiting for the zone, because you can look for a re-entry when price comes back. We need to see a room tour. Come on, man. I'm so excited. Yeah, we should do that. We're going to create a lot more content as well. I was thinking about boxing. A lot more boxing footage. I think that's pretty dope. Because that's practically what I'm doing. I'm boxing and I'm here with you guys. Right now at the moment. That's my life. For now. And, you know, heavily invested in some assets on the side. I actually want Bitcoin to come down. I want it to come down to 50K. All right, 1 minute for the closure. If you close below it, then I'll most likely get out of the trade, fam. And I'll look for a re-entry when we come back and do the same thing again. To answer this trade, we have to win. I mean, I cannot decide, man. I can follow the same process. I cannot force it. I cannot force anything, bro. It's not in my hands. 20 seconds. We're still holding above it. So let's see. We're getting some push in. Okay, we closed above it. Yeah, we did close above it here. So yeah, I'm gonna stay in the trade. Yeah. If we close below it, I would probably close manually. But we did close above it once again. Yeah, this is 30-minute. The bottom wicket need to set. So let's see if that's enough for us to drive. Just gonna set the alert at the previous daily very high, fam. We don't want to break below the gap. Your stop should be on break even already if you're in that. Hello, do you wait for the candle closure on your entry model or you enter it until it forms? Candle closure, yeah. So we waited for the 50-minute closure. We tapped into the highs and we came down further. Now our stop is below this candle. So below that candle right here, it's sitting at around 23.20. So you have the Sunday open still as a level in between. If we closed below the fixed very low, we would have manually closed it, but we closed above it and we're still pushing down. So So if you start closing below the Sunday open, then my bye-bye is completely done. So my bye-byes will be completely invalidated here. Okay, so the Sunday open is kind of our last candle, and I don't want to close below that. I don't want to close below that. No. We're almost out, fam. We're almost out. If you rebreak the lows, we're stopped. Wow. How much do you risk? 4%? We have been increasing our risk, and that's the moment we ended our losing streak. Crazy, right? 2 trades in a row loss. Yeah, 1 small scalp, but 2 serious trades in a row losing. And this might be the 3rd one. But we might be lucky here. We might be lucky here, depending on the closure. It was literally on the pip. So yeah, let's see. Why not trade the Sunday open instead of the fixed ranges? Yeah, so the main reason is the 2 levels, right? We have the fixed very low, which is kind of that strong support. You have the Sunday open now. All right, the Sunday open, it tapped into the Sunday open and it gave us that confirmation trade to just take out the lows and then looking for that potential continuation of the move back up. It rolled over, it came back down to continue to drive further down. The Sunday open is our kind of our last hope, our last level of our last line of support, but Lorenzo, is this your first unprofitable month? This month has been so far. Last week was still break-even week with oil and silver included, or 2%. But if we lose this week, then it will be, and then I will close the month unprofitable indeed. Yep. Because I won at the beginning and then losing last week. And if we lose this week, then we're gonna end up negative, I think, slightly. So I need to look at all the data. Yeah. That might happen. It's gonna happen sometimes as well. The first, that could be, this could be turning into the first unprofitable month of the year. Especially because we have only 3 days left, 4 days left for the closure of the monthly candle. So it really depends on this week. It really depends on this trading week. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and we close below it. Maybe a little bit of luck of the 15-minute, right? If the 15-minute holds here, then we might be lucky. We might be holding above the opening price of the week. And, you know, the 50-minute candle has not been closed yet. So if you flip bullish, man, everything is kind of safe. But it's, you know, it's a tricky one. For We Will Trash your ebook based on knowledge about warrant profile. Yeah, we're also looking at other things, right? So it's not just the, you know, it's not just, so many factors we take consideration. It's not just entry models only. That's for sure. All right, if you close above this, man, that would be a blessing. That would be a blessing. Where was your stop? 23.20. Yep. Where did we gamed into? 20.4. But as I see a lot of people here being super negative and haters, hope this does not affect you. Well, most of the people here support you, so keep it up. No, 99% of us in our group support us, man. We have a lot of big guys in our group that are winning tremendously. It's just when you're 21 instrument on stream, you're not gonna have a good. You're gonna have months, weeks where things are not gonna go in our favor. And it's apparently June 2024, and it was September 2023. That was probably my worst month ever streaming live on YouTube. September 2023. I remember that very vividly. So June is next if we continue to close this week bad, bearish. So yeah, we'll see how we end and we close the month, and we can look at the actual data. So September was bad, 23. Then this quarter was incredible. Q1 and Q2 were great. The end of Q2 now, then the June is a little bit less. So we'll see how we close this month. Hopefully we can close it with a banger though. That would be nice. So yeah, if you rebreak the lows, we're stopped out, fam. Just so you know. And we have around 2 minutes or 1 minute left for that 50-minute closure. And if you close below the Sunday open, it's done. Lorenzo, you have so many win rate. Why this month are you negative? Well, we're not in negative yet. We will be if we lose this trade. Then we will be. Why? I cannot tell you what the reason is. yeah, sometimes, yeah, it's just gonna be this way. Like I can try to be as perfect as possible, but you know, it's not gonna be always the case. Lorenzo, time to eat. Took the exact same trade. All right, so I'm not the only one. It's insane how much support you get from the Sunday Open, though. But at the same time, they're really trying to push price further down. Yeah. I'm a new trader. I want to ask why some traders open the same order many times with the same amount and take profit. Please answer. The reason is to manage their trade. So they enter multiple trades at the same time to manage it. So instead of taking one regular trade, they take multiple bigger trades. Multiple smaller trades to manage their trade position. You don't need to do that, but a lot of guys do that. Yeah. The bandage, fam. You know this word? The bandage. Take off the bandage. Like your mother used to do. When you had pain when you were a little boy or girl. You had pain in your leg or your knee. And she like pulled it off. That's what I want now. And we have news now, so it's gonna be so crazy. Mula says, I will call the Bank of China and ask them to buy. Thank you, bro. Yeah, please call the Chinese. Call the Chinese, please. They have, you know, please call the Chinese. We need them now. We need them now. They have around $127 billion, so yeah, they could do something. At least that's what they say that they have, according to the report. But you don't know. We don't know officially how much gold China has. Maybe more than 2,000 tons. Yeah, it's really crazy that we're holding up here, fam. Oil also on break even though. We had our TP1 and we broke even on the rest. So oil is done. Lorenzo, I'm praying for you that you're in profit today. Remember when he does. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, G. Appreciate your message. It's crazy how good the 30 minutes is holding, and most importantly, it's a Sunday open. So yeah, news is gonna do something. But what I'm kind of afraid of a little bit is the manipulation here during news. That you swipe the lows, for example. We did already took out the lows multiple times now. So if you now reclaim this low, it's definitely on the better side. So we might get lucky low a little bit, but we're gonna see, because it's still not safe at all. Okay, we're gonna find out. How much you risk? 4% now. Yeah, 4%. We went from 1% to 2% to 4%. So we scaled it from 1% to 4%. So yeah. But this looks good now. Like, the thing is, the crazy part is that it now looks much better, because you manipulate the lows twice and you still hold above our key level. So there's not much I can do here when it comes down to the management of it, because it just looks good, right? If you close the actual candle on the 30-minute below it, then it would have been much worse, but we closed above it. We closed above it. So it really depends on this next closure, but we have the news, so be cautious, fam. That's all I can say. But I do like the fact that you came down, you manipulate lows, and you closed above it here. So it really is the fact that we might be looking to stay above it. Lower time frame. Yeah, that's the thing. It's now holding back in this range. So if we bounce from this internal and we break out, fantastic. That's kind of like your initial zone again. But it doesn't look too bad now. It doesn't look too bad. It's ideal to probably adjust the stop. Yeah, on the lower time frame, I think I will just now look to close it manually here. If this 5-minute candle closes and it starts looking really nasty on the lower time frame, yeah, then maybe, yeah. But for now, there's not much I can do, because the 30-minute is showing us the manipulation in that low, a rebreak of that low, followed by still a bullish potential reversal here, and it's again a closure above the fixed VaL low. So the only thing that we've done is we took out the lows, and we are now reclaiming this level again. And we have a 5 minutes for the closure. So if news is bearish, right? Yeah, then we're done instantly. So either we got lucky or we still will get wrecked with the news now. But because we closed above it and we're holding above it and we swiped the lows, and there is still definitely not much I can do here. According to my rules, I can. There's no reason for me to get out. Yeah, as long as the 30 minute stays above it and we close above it, it's completely perfectly fine. But anything can happen in the next 4 minutes, especially around news now. So yeah, do take that in consideration. But in regards to trade management, there's not much I can do now. And also with news, if the intention was to bring price down, then why swiping the lows twice beforehand, tapping into the opening price of the week? That's my understanding a little bit there. So, no. Let the market do its thing now. Let me get a drink real quick. Wait for the news. Sorry guys, 1 minute 30 seconds. Damn. Good luck. Good luck. It's still valid. I mean, everything around it is still holding up. The lows were swiped now. We closed the previous 30-minute candle above our key level. If you close below it, we would have already closed our position. So in terms of trade management, yeah, our stops are below the candle. And there is not much I can do here. So it's gonna be an interesting one, especially because it becomes like news related. Finger on the trigger though. Wow. Okay, we're so close to our entry. I'm gonna close 50% here. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So I close 50% in around 10 pips. So that's not that crazy. Just before the news, just in case. Nothing too wild here. Nothing too crazy actually, fam. So I close 50% around 10 pips. Okay. And again, we closed the 30-minute candle above it. So there is no need for me now to stay out of my position here, fam. I'm remaining in my position here. Yeah. How much did you close? I closed 50%. Just before the news, because we were so close to our entry. Why wouldn't I close 50%? Like, why wouldn't I close 50% before the lows here, before the news out? When you're practically there, you know, when you're that close. It would be stupid for me not to do so. If you know, luckily we didn't got like a massive swipe, but for now I keep my trade open now. Like we closed another 30 minutes above it, and we took out all the lows. And now it's the hourly. The hourly is showing the confirmation. So yeah. So this high, this break of this high is actually now super important. That initial break. Yeah, luckily we closed 50% there before the news. Just to make sure that we manage our risk a bit better when the news comes out, in case, you know, something crazy happens. Like, it's also thinking about this. If this is our entry and price is there, and you're literally a minute before the news comes out, it gives you an opportunity to just reduce your risk tremendously. Yeah. Well, if we come down to our stop, then at least it will save us a lot of money. Man, the Sunday Open. Like, we always have levels that could protect us here. So there's always something that's helping us out. $30 minutes is also very well respected. Still the 30 minutes holding up. Yeah, what can I say? It's just still valid. I mean, nothing I can do. Except for managing my risk slightly. Adjusting my risk, but that's it. Yeah, that flip would be massive. That would be massive. Yeah. The Sunday Open is, man. Close already your trade? I mean, every 30-minute candle closed above our initial level. So we closed 50% near our entry. And we're still in for 50%. So if you lose it, then it is what it is. But at least we lost tremendously less than we were supposed to. So management here is absolutely king. Could have stayed ignorant and tried to just close only, like, you know, kept my full trade position open. But we're almost out, fam. If you re-break the lows, we're out. Cash says a day without Lorenzo is incomplete. Wish you could stream on a Monday. Are you in our group, my friend? Because I stream usually on a Monday in our group. But I'm gonna be here for 4 days. Okay, I'm out on this trade, but I'm happy that it has been, you know, not the regular risk. So we managed to close 50% less, or close out on 50% less. So unfortunate for the loss again. Our losing streak continues. But, man, what can I say? Let's see how we close this month here. So I'm really curious to see if this is going to be our first unprofitable month in this year. At least on stream, for sure. If we close this month bearish. And we have no wins this week. But yeah, we'll see about that. But anyways. Yeah. Entry 2227.4. Yeah, it's crazy, right? How we went from here to here. But yeah, that's June. Last thing was September. September was even worse. September was even worse. It's almost a year ago. But I never forget that. Okay. Still holding up, obviously. We're not pushing down right away. I'm curious in the chat, who thinks it's bearish? Who thinks we're gonna continue down from here? And who thinks we're gonna flip here? Curious to the sentiment. Let's do a you know what? Let's do a poll. I want to see a poll here. I want to get the sentiment, the retail sentiment, live. I want to see it here. You can vote. You can vote. Wow, that was quick. 200 votes, man. Boom, in a second. 70% is bullish. I'm actually very curious to see now what's happening here. So we lost 2K, around 2% of our position here. I'm telling, I'm looking for re-entry possibilities. Looking for potential re-entry possibilities. But I'm very patient now. I'm looking number one at a couple things here. So number one is the dollar. Dollar just reached this zone. Okay. We reached the top of that range. We had that internal break. Now we're reaching the top of that range. So I'm paying very close attention to how the dollar responds here. Because we're pulling back into that range. And we're now reaching that zone. So, you know, gold is still getting bought up quite aggressively. We have not closed a single candle below the Sunday open. Or, you know, especially not around the fixed very low again. So this next 15-minute closure, if we 30-minute closure, if we close above it and we start breaking, listen, I'm still I'm still looking for the same potential trade. The only thing what I want to see is I want to see this slowing down, of course, but we reached the top of the range now, whereas before we had that momentum. So I'm very curious to see what will happen with the dollar here. If the dollar will slow down, and the fact that gold's holding up so strong is also giving me a good sign. But the dollar needs to slow down, for sure. What did you feel when you lose 2K? Nothing. Of course, I don't like losing, but you know, I accept it. I accept it. Like I know, even me as a trader, I know that I can try to get all my analysis perfectly correct. You know, understand the higher time frame, trying to predict and see what we can do with gold on the lower time frames. But I also understand that I'm gonna enter sometimes streaks, and these are gonna be winning streaks, and these are gonna be losing streaks. The only difference is now that we're risking 4%. All right, so. Which is still fine. I know guys with you know, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures that risk 10% per trade. So we're still relatively good there. We can handle losing streaks. Yeah. No, but I'm seriously considering taking another buy, fam. So for example, if you go to the lower time frame, let's say we bounce from this zone one more time and we start breaking the structure, then I still believe that we can start targeting the previous on the open, at least the 2330. So yeah, I'm paying very close attention to the dollar. It's kind of this high right here. And then we have the top of the range. So 786 votes. Bullish or bearish on gold post news? 69% is bullish. And 21% is bearish. It's very interesting. So dollar is slowing down. That's my main you know, conclusion. What I'm trying to look into now. What is this 30 minute gonna do? And how is this next 30 minute gonna open? Is it worth it for me to look for longs? Was my initial analysis correct? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon. What I see here is the fact that we're bouncing off the Sunday open multiple times, that we closed above our initial support with the fixed very low multiple times. We did take out all the lows now. The dollar drove up, causing gold to drop. Dollar is facing that major resistance now from that zone internally after that driver. At some point we have to slow down. But the question is it going to be right now? And if that happens, then gold is finally holding up. And gold's holding up quite strong against the dollar moving that aggressively. So I'm actually definitely not counting out re-entries here. Yeah, the 30-minute closure here. The main reason is the dollar. I think gold's just gonna have a hard time in breaking further. Let's look at the lower time frame here. This is overall pretty solid. Swiping the lows, coming up, breaking. So the only way I would re-enter is if the dollar closes and sets in the new top wick and flips bearish. Depending on where gold will be. Yeah, everyone was super bearish and now everyone is bullish. You can see the sentiment can change in a dime, right? It can change in a second. So that's why it's important to stick to your own analysis. Okay? To really pay attention to what you believe is right and not what somebody else says. Because they can think this way and then 5 minutes later, they completely change their mind. And then it's, oh yeah, or you don't hear them anymore. All right? So just pay very close attention to what you think is right here. And just really work on the data. Okay? 5 minutes for the closure. I really want to do this. The only possible way for re-entry. Yeah. That's why I did the poll. I'm like, huh? 70% is bullish? I thought everyone was bearish. We should do a little bit more polls more often. What do you guys think? Just, I think you should not, no. Maybe it's dangerous. Maybe it's actually dangerous. If you set the poll, then, it might change your own analysis. We don't want to do that either. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's good to know the retail sentiment if you use it this way, if you use it as information. I mean, yeah, I could have put my stop below here. No, it would have been complete out of proportion. My risk to reward would be extremely negative. So no, I get why you're saying that, my friend. But if I put my stop there, no, it would have been completely out of proportion. Now I have my 2 key levels. I gave it already some room. No. Yeah, you guys want pulls? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you see the dollar is continuing. That's why the 30-minute close was so important. It was tempting, right, to enter beforehand, unless you took a really quick scalp. Yeah. At least for a lot of people that were still in, I think position came to your entry. Again, that's what we were waiting for. But if you close below it, I don't think it's time to look for continuation setups here, fam. To be honest, I don't think it's worth it. I still will look at around, like, you know, maybe a couple other setups here just in case, just to look around a little bit. NASDAQ, for example, is one of them. Very interesting now, actually. But yeah. Let's see where we close here. When are you, Lorenz, when are you going to do your challenge? What I wanted to do is I wanted to start out with a 10K account. Completely fresh. And trade this indeed. You guys wanted this so bad. And I'm just gonna find a way to copy it. But I'm not gonna risk more than 5%. To make sure it stays realistic. So that would be like, what, 500 bucks per trade? I think so, right? 500 bucks per trade. At the beginning. You guys wanted that. I mean, you guys wanted $1,000, but then a couple of you guys agreed to say, okay, 10,000 is fair. It makes it a little bit more realistic as well for me. So yeah, when shall we do the 10K challenge? I mean, maybe when I reach the 90K subs, maybe something like that. 90 to 100K subs, something like that. And I can just copy my account. That will be easy. Use a copy trader. It's holding above, huh? It's very choppy though, fam. But it's holding above. It's it's great. Gold is crazy. Gold is on a run again. Yeah. Definitely not bearish. But the longer we're looking at it, the more interesting it's gonna be. Where did we close? We closed above. Very choppy though, huh? What copy trader would you use? I think I would use the what's it called? Social trader tools. Social trader tools. Yeah, so my buy stays the same. Dollar closed above this low, above this high, which I'm not really happy with. Would have definitely preferred to close below it. Otherwise, you know, we give the dollar now the room to continue to drive up towards the new highs, to the absolute highs here. So for the people that think, you know, especially this zone, this range, I think there is a chance now that the dollar is going to continue to drive further. And that's going to maybe not cause gold to come down, but at least it's, you know, it continues the consolidation period. So the easy part is just simply wait for that, wait for a close below, and then it's pretty straightforward. I'm just not bearish yet. The 10-year yield is indeed, yeah, but yeah, it's true. It can potentially help, but I think the dollar correlation is pretty accurate right now. It has been actually much better, so especially the last 2 weeks. We kind of we saw a strong recovery with the dollar, so I like that. Yeah, so there are definitely scenarios where it could come up, fam. So yeah, pay very close attention to that. The hourly candle as well swiped the previous hourly, and it's now coming up and it's holding above that initial body. The 2 hour is going to close in around 26 minutes. The 4 hour still has a long way to go, but it did take out all the lows here. So, you know, this might be a driver. I just think that we might be reaching consolidation phase again on the lower time frame. I would not be surprised though. But I'm not bearish for now. Alright? So overall market very choppy. Once again, if you go on the lower time frame, you can see it. We've been ranging kind of aggressively here. Oil holding up, huh? Oil holding up. So anyways, for people that stayed in, you might have a bit of luck here in terms of your entry and stuff. Back to your entry. So that's pretty decent. We managed to at least heavily reduce our entry, our lot size, so that's good. So that gives us a little bit more room. But I'm gonna stay like this. I'm not gonna force anything for now. Okay. If the dollar had closed below it, I would have been much more into that continuation. I think there is a chance that gold can go up from here, can expand for now. I also believe that we might be potentially heading into more consolidation, more of a consolidation period before we're moving up in like what 30 minutes to an hour. But I remain more on the bullish side than on the bearish side for now, because dollar has been coming up aggressively. Gold didn't face that much. My analysis, I think, was pretty decent. Just we got, yeah, we waited for the 4 hour close. We entered after the 4 hour close in the development of the 4 hour candle. But yeah, no follow through. And the news gave us, I think, an option to reduce our risk. So Lorenzo, are the indicators for important key levels? I use the volume profile. You can see it. I mean, the fixed very low has been spot on. The Sunday open as well. Doesn't mean we're perfect, but at least it gives you an indication. So I'm quite happy with that. Yeah. Oil is continue to drive here. What else do we have? NAS. NASDAQ is in the lows, is in the previous daily, the previous Sunday open. So that's interesting. I do, however, see the NASDAQ being quite strong right now. Right? I would not be able to look for shorts from there. It's holding up. It's looking quite strong. So this might be an entry model 4 for the people in our community. If you guys know it. Might be interesting. But pay very close attention to the NASDAQ if you guys trade the NAS. Then this is going to be very interesting. This exact zone right now. All right, we can talk about it in our Discord. For gold, yeah, I'm not bearish yet. I'm definitely not bearish. I think the analysis was okay. I think the timing of our trade was not perfect. We got swiped beforehand. We were able to reduce our risk. It's definitely still a chance we might push further. But not after more consolidation here. Okay, so I think a lot of us guys got saved. For the other guys, we're going to come back tomorrow once again. Okay, I'm going to come back and follow the same process. Okay. June has been tough, same as September last year. If I have 1 or 2 bad months in a year, I can take that. I can accept that. I can completely accept that. So hopefully we can end this month positive. Net positive. But I need to make at least 2 wins, and I'm not going to force anything in order to force that, you know? So yeah, better to be patient and accept the outcome. I'm in as long already from an intermodal 1. Lorenzo, maybe when we have the news, we should make the risk more low. What do you think? We entered quite before. News was quite late overall. When are you going to have the video in regards to the entry models? It's coming out in 2 weeks. So this weekend it's going to be the swings, and the next week it's going to be the entry models. How much have you earned from trading till date? 7 figures. Hi Lorenzo, are you going to watch Dutch football? I'm going to watch Dutch football later. Yeah. That's the only thing I watch. I don't watch anything else than European Championships or World Cups. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so pay attention to this fam. Hourly closure is going to be important, but as you can see, we're hovering in that consolidation here. It's up to you to decide if you want to stay in or if you want to, you know, take the risk here. I'm going to reevaluate later on. And I'm going to head into our Discord and talk there here. Okay, so a little bit shorter stream, 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is quite short for us. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Not too bad, not too good. Like expected, at least for now. Alright, until we break it. So I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, fam. And yeah, man, good luck. And I hope to see you guys all win, right? And get it out of our bad months and get back to our regular winning streaks. Because we're so used to winning that this hurts. But that's how it should be. Okay? You cannot always be happy. You need to accept both. You need to be blessed when things are going right. And you need to thank the universe when things are going right. And not be too greedy. Because things can flip in a dime. So accept that. Always. Alright. Tomorrow, new analysis. I'm going to be there again. And hopefully for you guys this plays out. And we're going to continue to drive further, at least to the 2329, 2330. The middle of the range. At least that's what I want to see. All right? Cool, G's? Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you much. And stay strong. Peace out, man. Smash that like. Smash the subscribe button. We're getting close to the 100K. We're almost there. See you soon. Bye. See you tomorrow. LTA. What?